name's Larry Trapp. I was born and raised here in Newport on 7th Street. Where am I? 60 what? 8? I'm 68 years old. Never been in a gambling joint in my life. Never set foot in any of them.
Except for Vegas.
Except for Vegas, yeah. Collecting coins, when I come back over to the restaurant, some guy was collecting those chips in his hand, and he was a bookie, and I asked him what he had because I knew he didn't have coins, and he told me they were chips from Yorkshire Merchants and 633 Club. I never even heard of any of the places, and I thought that was kind of neat, and I thought as a little kid they couldn't be too expensive, so I started collecting those, and he handed me them chips, and that started me off. He gave them to me. I'm at 6th and Monmouth. This is the old Mustang bar, or the old Frontier bar. And there's been at least 3 killings in here, and at least 1 death in a fire. And we bought the building by accident. In fact, we bought the building because they got busted on drugs, and they lost their liquor license, so it couldn't be a bar no more. And we bought it and fixed it up, and been sort of hooked ever since. I collect everything now. See, I got other things. I went for years, maybe 1 year, 2 years, without collecting one thing.
Well, I really find this stuff interesting because a lot of people didn't know Newport was basically Vegas before Vegas is what it is now. You know, people come to Newport to gamble before they went to Atlantic City, before they went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, they do.
They was coming to Newport. Like nowadays, they kind of just want to push old Newport under the rug and not explain to everybody that the history of, you know, where Newport really had grown up from, with the mobs and prohibition and the gambling and the brothels, and you know, people just don't
you're talking politics too, so you're talking. The city didn't like this. You know, they're sort of gradually getting a little bit into it, but it's a no-no.
Because gambling's illegal.
But if you look at the times, so you're talking different times. So let's say you had a cop friend. Now he found you drunk on the street, and he knew where you lived and that, and he knew your parents and that. He'd take you home.
Right.
Gambling was illegal. The thing why people tolerated gambling was you had somebody working, your relative, your mother, your father, your sister, or cousin, or something was working at these places, and you didn't want them to lose their jobs. So you didn't say nothing. And then on the other hand, the gangsters were smart. Let's say you needed a donation for a church or something to build something or something. They'd give you the money. If the fire department needed a new fire truck, they'd buy you a fire truck. You know, money thing to push your money down is from the Flamingo Club. It's a homemade one. I don't know. Oh, well, if you want the metal racks, this one here is plugged off, and the reason they plugged them off was if the police raided you, they took your money. So they got wise to that, so they had to do something to keep the police from taking their money and not returning it. So they arranged the thing something like this, put all the money on this, and stood a guy in front of it, and he had one job. If they ever got raided, he'd take the money and run. He had his own escape plan and everything. So that's what they did. That's opening day menu of Beverly Hills, 1937. Probably the interesting thing about that is Beverly Hills was opened by Smith, the one that opened the bowling alley down here. And he was forced out by the syndicate. He went out and opened Beverly Hills in '37. He was forced out of that. He come down to the Glen Hotel. I don't think he owned that then. And they forced him out of that, and he went back down to Glenn Smith's. Story is they tossed him out the window. Now
Right.
whether he jumped or was tossed, nobody will know, and nobody will ever know.
But yeah, Screw Andrews was the one.
Screw Andrews was thrown out of the window. Now Screw Andrews, now the colorful thing about Screw Andrews, you know how Screw got his name? That was his nickname, that wasn't his real name.
He was a bookie, right? He was
What Screw stand for?
screwing people.
Yeah.
Right.
What kind of places did he have?
Gambling.
Black.
Right.
Black.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool.
well, this James Napier, I find out, used to go with his mother over there, Charlie Feltner's mother, and they went on vacation, went down to Atlanta, Georgia, and she came home, and he's drunk in the kitchen playing Russian roulette with a revolver with another guy at the kitchen table, and that's when she left and never went back to him. This Ernest Johnson shot this guy and killed him. He was convicted in '72 and given a life sentence. He's out of jail now. He's up at Rising Sun. I think he came in, well, he went out this door. He come in that door and shot the guy 5 times in the back. That guy was James Napier. Buck Brady bought the place, turned it into the Primrose, and Buck Brady is the guy who shot Red Masterson down here at the Merchants Club when he come out of the place, and he didn't kill him, so they took him to the hospital, but he wouldn't tell the cops who shot him because Red Masterson was the enforcer. He killed over 30 people. He was the hit man, and he was waiting to get out of the hospital to come kill him. So this is bad for the gambling industry, so they made him an ultimatum. You sell us your business, you go to Florida, retire in your condominium, and don't come back to Newport, which he did. He's giving my dad a hard time. So Red Masterson went to this guy, and this guy had to go to him and apologize about it and everything. And then from that day on, he didn't have no trouble with that guy, because Red Masterson wasn't the person to mess with.
Now, what happened to Red?
Is he got one got killed out here? He got shot out here right outside the door there in the car or something, and then he went down a block or two and died, something like that.
So he got shot out in front of this building here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I understand he killed over 30 people. He was called the enforcer.
Yeah, see, that was one of the big names that I've read a lot about from around Newport. Was
Well,
Red
I knew a guy,
Masterson.
now he's dead now, and he told me that there was a guy that used to come in town here, and he killed a lot of people, and he never thought a thing about it. But when his wife died, he went all to pieces. So. Charge $5, get in, and I'll give you a walking tour, and I'll tell you about everything that I can remember, and it all depends on how much time you got or whatever. I'll try to go through it fast or slow or whatever. And there's so many stories, and I can't remember them all, but I'll tell you most of them.
Cool.